Back here with another video, and today we're going to talk about the big AI and stock market crash that's going on, specifically related to AI. If you hold AI stocks or you plan on attaining AI stocks, what to do, right? We're going to talk about what's the problem, research, get into the nitty gritty, as this has been one of the worst weeks for the NASDAQ, as the Dow is down 3% and the NASDAQ is down 2.6%. One of the worst weeks it's had in around a year. So let's get into it. Let's get into the fact. Let's get into the research, learning what the problem is and what you need to do during this market crash. Start with the main reason, right? Everyone knows, if you've been watching the news, what's going on. It's the tariffs, right? The tariffs are destructing the U.S. stock market and the economy right now. Why? Uncertainty, right? Trump announced that the tariffs are going to go through on Canada and Mexico. I think it was 25%. And this week he delayed it. He delayed the tariffs because, Canada and Mexico were fighting back and trying to, kind of say, hey, if you're going to do this, if you're going to raise our tariffs, then we're going to, I forgot what they did to retaliate, but, they're retaliating back, and Trump delayed it for a month, as you can see here. And the stock market still crashed. It's been crashing. Everything's down right now. So, what can you do? And, tough situation here, but the main reason that, the tariffs are causing a crash, because obviously, some companies are just based on the U.S. and they're still crashing. Some companies don't even need the support from Canada, Mexico, or China right now. Don't even need imports, but are still crashing. So why is it crashing? Well, Trump is causing, with the tariffs, uncertainty. That's all it is. The market goes up when it's certain, and the market goes down when it's uncertain. I'll give you an example. The U.S. presidency, right? There was ups and downs. Joe Biden, obviously stepped down because various reasons. Kamala steps up, and Kamala versus Trump. All the market wanted to see was a certainty. Who would win and what they would bring to the table for the market. And the minute that Trump got elected, and obviously all the talks that he had about making the economy and America great again, obviously the market felt more certain that we were going to have a president that knew what he was doing and going to lead us to a good pathway. And naturally, every stock went up. There was certainty. Now, uncertainty, tariffs. No one knows what's going to happen when, their import from China, Mexico, or Canada, even just a little part of their company, right? You could be bringing, if you're a furniture factory, maybe your chairs are built in Mexico. So now your chairs are going to go up, whatever. Just the little parts in your company that are brought in from imports, you don't know how much you're going to have to spend. It's uncertainty. As you can see here in this article, the Dow is almost down 3% for its worst week since March 2023. S&P and NASDAQ are both on pace for the worst week since September. So 7%. The NASDAQ has fallen 7%, which is the NASDAQ, if you don't know, is AI or technology companies. Marvell, a chip maker, fell 20%. They also reported earnings. That was also a reason why. But the whole dilemma in business is that's happening because of this, is because there's uncertainty in the market of how much I'll have to pay in the next couple months from imports from China, Canada, or Mexico. Now, another thing, when you're a business, right, your whole main goal is to keep expanding, right? Maybe expand to another country, maybe expand your factories, expand whatever, right? You can't do that when you don't know how much you're going to have to spend in tariffs, right? If you're uncertain that your prices are gonna go up because you have imports coming in from China, Canada, Mexico. You're uncertain of how much you're gonna have to spend there. You can't expand your business. I mean, how could you if you expand your business and you need more imports coming in from factories, etc. So uncertainty. Companies are uncertain. Wall Street is uncertain on what's going on with the tariffs. He decides to do them. He decides to say this is the week it's going to happen, and then, delays it a month. I mean, what is going on here, right? It's the whole point that the market is just unaware of what's going on. And obviously, as a company, you're not going to expand. You don't know what the market's doing. You don't know what good earnings are anymore. AMD, if you look at AMD here, they reported earnings, great earnings. They went up actually. If you look at a 5-day here, so they're around here. They reported earnings. They went up to 103, and then right back down to 98. So we can see here their earnings. 2026 or 2020 AMD reported earnings. Quarterly. Here we go. Right here. AMD fourth quarter earnings 1.9 share on the 4th, right? It's the 7th. So 3 days ago. They beat earnings. Their surprise was 1.1%, whatever. They reported well, and it's hard to report well right now in the AI business because the expectations are insanely high from Wall Street because of all the AI, and they still just went back down. As we can see here, the second, right here, they reported. What are you doing here? Went up and right back down. So, I mean, NVIDIA reported earnings last week. They reported higher earnings than they were supposed to. They reported well, let's say. And nonetheless, their stock has been down a lot. They reported earnings around, you can see here, earnings quarterly, Q4. It was the 26th, so about 2 weeks ago. The 26th, right? Boom. Went up. And then right when it goes up a little bit, right? It's not like it went up, this is a 4 points all the way down because of the tariffs. It doesn't matter about your earnings anymore. It doesn't matter if your company's reporting well, if your company's even doing well, because companies aren't expanding. Wall Street is uncertain what's going on. They have high expectations for AI companies because obviously it's AI. There's so much hype around AI that, who's going to do the best, how much is this, how well it's going to do. But the uncertainty just weighs out here in every way. So that's the problem right now. This is the main issue. Now, obviously, as an investor, I have money in NVIDIA, Amazon, Google currently, and those companies are down. Obviously, not down tremendous. I bought NVIDIA at around 118, so I'm not down that bad. But what can you do? Let's get into it. As I've stated, there's so much uncertainty. I don't see the market personally. I mean, if you do your research here and kind of see, it's not looking too good. The tariffs aren't bringing much to the economy. Even when they do get, when everything goes through, what's the plan on this? I mean, you're just raising prices trying to bring manufacturing to the U.S. I mean, how many companies are going to do that when in China, expensive the cost of labor and the cost of to make it is a lot cheaper. So why would I make it here in the U.S. when I gotta pay a higher wage, and it's gonna cost me more because I have to make a factory here. So I mean, you've seen companies like I talked about, kind of make this move where they have the money to do it. So the Taiwan Semiconductor, if you watched my last video, that was the one AI stock that you should be looking at, because they're playing the Trump game. At the end of the day, they're playing the tariffs game where they're trying to avoid. They're trying to avoid tariffs, and at the end of the day, that's the deal breaker here. If you're going to play the Trump game, that's why I invested in them. I think companies will do well if they play this dumb game that is going to be played, and there's nothing really you can do about it, because Trump is who he is and he's doing what he's doing. But obviously these companies aren't going to expand and move. The only reason they would expand is to go to the U.S. and obviously cost reasons. Most companies can't afford to do that right now, especially when they're losing a bunch of money. Maybe not losing money, but they're definitely worried, and the uncertainty part of it. So what do you do as an investor right now? You have money invested, you're thinking about taking out on the drop. Or you're thinking about buying on the drop. You have to wait. You don't do anything. You watch, you pay attention, you watch CNBC, you read the news, you read what Trump is doing, you watch what Trump is doing. Last video we watched Trump. Watch what he's doing, because at the end of the day, he's making the market right now. Whether anyone likes it or not, the market is fully reliant on him right now. So watch what he does. Watch what he's doing. Maybe what he's doing, what he's saying about certain companies. He's talking about a lot about crypto right now. I'm not the biggest fan of crypto, but at the end of the day, you got to play the Trump game for the next 4 years. I'm starting to get into it a little. Just read what he says, because at the end of the day, the companies, in my opinion, that will benefit are the ones that play his, little gimmick game. We'll see. But if you are in the AI business right now and you want to invest because you see a drop, or you're scared and you have money invested and you want to sell, just lay back, relax. All right? The market could drop a lot more, or it could go up. I see it going down, and I'm prepared to buy. Just kind of accumulate your money here, because at the end of the day, the market will go up. Right? We're long-term investors here. We're young people. Hopefully, I'm 18. I plan to work for the next 4 years. I currently have a job. So you're just accumulating your money and waiting for the right moments to invest. And right now, the market is too uncertain, and I believe it will go down a little more. And that's when I will buy. Obviously, I tell you guys when I trade. I still haven't bought Palantir yet, which was another AI stock video that I made. It was the first AI stock video, but I haven't bought yet because it's not the time to. There's too much uncertainty in that stock. We can go look at it right now. Wow, it's actually up compared to all the AI stocks that have been down. But obviously, if you see here on a 5-day, it's down. So in a month, it's down a lot. And Palantir is one of those stocks where world news comes out a little. There's bitter news that comes out, like the tariffs, or there's bitter news that I've seen this stock drop because Jensen Huang, which is the CEO of Nvidia, said that quantum computing is not going to come out for a while. This stock will drop based off any news that it has. Why? Because its PE earnings are very high. What is PE earnings? If you watch my stock video on Palantir, price per earnings, right? So basically, how much the stock costs based on its earnings. So usually a stock costs more than its earnings. Stocks are pretty much based off of, how well they report. And that's what the price, obviously has to do with the price. So their price per earnings, as you can see here, is 539. That is ridiculously high. If we go to another stock like Nvidia, you can see that their PE is to 37. So, obviously that's the reason why. Palantir could go up in 5 seconds and it could go down in 2 seconds. Let's look at this chart. Look at a 1 year. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? You know how it's going up because, and then in November, boom, right? Because, the little things, when you have this much of a PE rating, the little things make such a big difference to your stock. If it's good news, it will go up. If it's bad news, it'll go down like that, even if it has nothing to do with Palantir or your company. So in this case, Palantir, as you can see here, is engaged, and I've talked about what Palantir does in the video. If you want to see, you should watch it because it has I believe the company, you have to believe in companies, right? If you're investing, you have to learn what the company is, what it's doing, and how it's related to some technology, right? Because you can't have, right now, if you're investing, you cannot invest in something that has nothing to do with technology, because we're long-term investors and the long-term technology will dominate. So what are, these are the little things that you have to look for in a company. Now, what is Palantir doing? You can watch that in my next video, but they basically, building software and AI for big companies. Their main producer is the U.S. military, I believe, so they're very, highly related with them. Point is, when you have such a PE rating like Palantir, the stock will go up and down. Now, let's go back to my main point. I'm getting a little off track here. Like, what you need to do as an investor, just wait, right? I see Palantir going down to, 50, 60. Tom Nash, I don't know. We've watched him in my videos. He's a YouTuber who also talks about stocks. He loves Palantir. And he said the stock would go down to 40. He tweeted it today. So, hold, right? It's surprising that it's up today, 3 points. That's good for the stock for sure. But it's a risky business. I'm definitely waiting to buy Palantir. I bought the Taiwan Semiconductor on my last video because I liked what it was doing with playing the Trump game. And I feel like those other companies are going to benefit at the end of the day. So relax, right? You don't, I know it's easy to see if you have money invested that your money's going down right now. And it's hard for me too, I haven't I told you guys, I've recently invested money because I had a lot of money into the stock market and I cashed out, and then I started to buy more, and it hasn't gone well for me. But I know and believe in, my, kind of game plan towards the market, which is, investing companies that I believe in, investing companies that have future potential and technology in them, the 4 core principles. So yeah, that's, basically today's video is just Shama. If you know, calma, relax. All right. We're in a stock market drop. It could tank. People say it's a correction. People say it's a drop. Who knows what it is until, we'll see in the upcoming months, and I'll keep you updated. I make 2 videos every week, so definitely stay updated with my content. And I know, as I said, young investors want to see that quick money long, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be long term, especially for us. We're investing in your future, right? I'm telling you, you invest in the stocks that you believe in and that have AI in them, you will benefit. But at the end of the day, the market always goes up. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it if you made it this far into the video. Quick little video today, but definitely something to address according to how bad the market has been. So again, just keep to your core principles, relax. You know, keep watching, keep being updated in the market, and remember, I'm gonna keep updating you. If you don't, you know, if you don't really watch the news, or you don't really stay updated, that's my whole point. That's my whole kind of content. I want to keep you updated. I want you don't maybe have time to analyze all the different little things that I'm telling you in the stock market. That's the whole point of my channel. So just keep me updated. Please let me know what I can do to improve my videos. I'll probably do a weekly recap of the market every week now, starting next week. Today is currently Friday. I was planning on doing it today, but I really wanted to address the AI kind of situation of what's going on. So definitely start doing that, so you guys can just because at the end of the day, you have money invested. It's hard to it's easy to just look away from, especially because at the end of the day, you're not going to be taking out that money anytime soon. So especially as a young investor, you should not be touching that money. But definitely I'm gonna keep working, keep making your bread, and try to keep investing. That's my advice, and just to keep updated and to see what you want to buy and when the time is to buy. Stay up on my channel, look in the weekly videos just to see what the market is doing. I'll be starting next week, and the AI picks and stocks that I tell you to pick, and when I tell you to pick them. If you tail me, if you fade me, it's your choice, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys, especially in the beginning. And yeah, thank you guys. Peace.